All right, let's see how things are going. Do 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 do. Oops. All right. I think we can about ready to get started. All right. Trying to get some music going around here. I think we can about ready to get started. Trying to get some music going around here. Alright, hello everybody. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful time on this Thursday evening. Hello everybody. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful time on this Thursday evening. Hello everybody. Alright, we're going to shut off our loop here. Just wanted to make sure things are still working. But we got a couple things we're gonna just kind of set up here first real quick. Hopefully you guys are able to jump in real quick soon and go nuts. I need to jump on Twitch real quick so I can see the chat. All right. So, let's get started and have some fun today. All right. So, today we have the lovely. Okay. That's not kosher. Today we're doing some more rolling testing. We do need to kind of finalize things and get things to a point where like, hey, I'm actually happy with how this looks, and get ready to actually play test it, since we have a actual play session happening next week, Wednesday, at a local cider place, which is amazing, but at the same time, I have to make sure this is actually done and ready to go, instead of just kind of like, meh, let's kind of go by the seat of our pants here. Right now, I'm just setting up an extra ring light because of technical difficulties, but we will just be just a few extra minutes, just to make sure I have everything I need here set up, so that you guys can A, see what the heck's going on, and B, well, there's no B, but we'll go from there. Alright. Should I set this up? Set this up? Everybody, I'm always astounded, really, by how professionals get all this stuff figured out and ready to go long before they even sit down. Probably because they already have their setup already figured out and they don't have to kind of sit there and boondoggle and everything. Okay, so we got that. I'm sure that looks good. Let's just add a little brightness so we can override the shadows. Alright. So, alright. Let's start popping up some stuff. Alright. So, as we've mentioned before, we are testing a dice pool system using OpenD6 as a reference. This basically means that we're just using a bunch of sixes, D6s, or six-sided dice to put together a pool of dice, and we roll them, and we are looking for a certain number on the dice in order to show successes and go from there. I'm working on this for Notorious. It is basically my lovely baby of what you call it, game design or tabletop game design combined with an idea I had for what would be a lovely RPG setting. So we're kind of just going through and doing some playtesting, some dice rolling to make sure we know A, we understand the statistics of things, and B, we understand how things feel. Because, at least in my mind, you have two major factors in a game. It's one, the math needs to make sense, and then B, it has to feel good in order to do. And that is I do the math on the side, outside of these sessions, just because it's not exactly as the fun bit when it comes to everything. So I want to do all the fun bits on here, which is the rolling the dice, sit here and talk with you on my thoughts, and go from there. Whatever I decide sounds cool gets to make it in the game. Whatever feels good makes it in the game, and we kind of go from there. In these sessions today will be, dice rolling, but as we move forward, I will do things like lore checks, lore dumps. I will also answer any questions about my lore. I will also probably end up eventually doing some some just general game design, character things. I might do another one of these sessions early next week as I'm prepping characters and prepping abilities and making sure my encounter is up to date. So, that said, let's play around with some stuff. I'm going to see if I can actually check this stuff a little bit, because I want to get a little closer and make sure you guys can read everything that's on the screen, and kind of go from there. Centered, stretch your balance. Okay, well, we got that actually isn't too bad. There we go. That's a little bit more like it. That's more easier. So, anybody who's seen this before last week, someone will notice that some of the wording has changed. I've basically been doing some wordsmithing between sessions and making sure things make sense, as I'll probably be printing this off and sending this off and using this as a point of reference for my players. So, that all said, we could go through it. The main things that you'll notice on here right away is I have decided to nix Jinx die. The main reason in doing this action is because it's a cool idea. I really like the idea of how it was supposed to work, and how it kind of felt in my head. But as it goes along, like, half the problem is, hey, this element here may not feel as good as you think it might. It's a nice idea to be able to, as a DM, the idea was to take dice and be able to give people dice instead of modifiers for their, as a modifier, as an advantage and disadvantage, and be like, hey, you got to give, you get 2 extra dice to roll. You get these dice, but then you subtract these dice here, subtract the results of these from the rest of the roll. So it doesn't make. This part felt good. Adding more dice always feels good. Using dice to remove things, not so much. So I came up with a few extra ideas. But as we see on the doc, I have Nick's Jinx die. You will not see them again after the day. I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw the transition and we're happy with it. And I am just kind of also making dumb decisions on doing this now. Doing some changes now. So, yeah, we're nixing that, which means that a lot of mechanics have to go, or not, I wouldn't say a lot of mechanics, but the main thing that we have to figure out today then is how exactly we're going to do advantage disadvantage, because that was like wild die and jinx dice, and there are generally two methods in which I'd really like to test out. Alright, so the first one on my list here is going to be reroll entire dice pool for advantage disadvantage. When it comes to when we're at advantage, we'll take the best of two results, or two. I'm gonna say best of. Take the best. Take four best. Take best result. Take worst result. English is hard, by the way. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully everyone else is good at that. Okay, so in that case, yeah. So like if we have our 5 dice, or let's say 5 dice. Remember, we have our wild die. We'll explain that in a minute. We're just gonna take these and re-roll them, and whichever one has the better die, we'll take the best of. A disadvantage is going to be take the worst of. Which, the thing I'm going to keep in here, the always the trick here is this wild die. Now, for those who don't remember, wild die, you get to re-roll these if they explode. And so, these kind of are if they explode. I keep forgetting I have to start explaining everything from the beginning again. So, so the deal with the wild die is that if you roll it, one of your dice always has to be a wild die with your skills. And if this rolls a 6 on here, it is what is called exploding. And that means you get a chance at more successes. Which, of course, I'll explain successes again. Because I keep forgetting that I have to start from square one on these things. So, the idea here, but I'll finish my thought here before I go back into that sense. My idea here is, do we use our wild die, do we keep it together for advantage and disadvantages, or do we keep it separate? My inclination is to keep it together and to re-roll it as per the deal, or as per things, because I think that's cooler. But we did try it separate a couple times, and it does give two different senses of hope. When it's advantage, it means you get to re-roll it and you get a second chance at exploding. When it comes to disadvantage, it means it could explode, and that could be the better result, but then you have to go with the other one. So it's kind of like, I don't know which one feels better. Hence, testing. So, I'm going to go ahead and find my channel again on here so I can get the stream chat. Okay. And you know what? I'm just gonna make sure I really do need to figure out, get all my stuff kind of figured out here. But in terms of like widgets and that kind of things. But we'll worry about that later once we have more than just me staring at myself. Okay, so the other idea that I have here for rolling is when we roll, we're going to re-roll 1s for advantages and re-roll 6s for disadvantages. It sounds cool, it's a nice idea, but again, we have the wild die that applies to that. I think in that case, the wild die will have to be left out of there because of the complications that it could possibly give out there. And then the other idea is that instead of just looking for 5s and 6s on the die for success, we look for 4, 5, 6 for advantage and just 6s for disadvantage. So that is what we are kind of looking at. Now, well, again, I'll go over these as I move along through and make sure everything's kind of kosher moving forward. But here is the breakdown of the dice. So generally, when we roll our dice, it's going to be an attribute skill. So in this case, we've been running with 3 attribute and 2 in skill. That means, like say you have perception or dexterity or strength, you have 3 dice in there, and then you were doing like in terms of like dexterity, we want to do a melee attack. Say you're doing a sword or something, you have 2 in sword. Or 2 in melee, and you get to roll those 2. We create the pool together, we roll this in a lovely little fashion, and see what happens. Now what we're looking on here, and maybe I need to back up just a hair for this to make to be a little bit more visible today, because things, yeah, there we go. We want to have a 5 or a 6. And actually, I'll use these 2 dice. These is counted as a success. You count successes, so this would be considered to be 2. This would be 1. This would also be 2. That'd be 1. That'd be 2. Now, if you don't have you're looking for a target number determined by the DM or GM, I should say, and that's like the number of successes you need in order to pass a test. So, hey, I want to jump the chasm. I want to stick this guy with my sword. I want to do XYZ. Yeah, I want to do XYZ, and you need dice to make it happen. Now, in the case of our wild die, it acts normally like any other die. If you have a 5, it counts as a success. But if you roll as a 6, that will also count as a success, but then you get to re-roll the die. So anytime there's a 6 on the die, on this wild die, you get to roll it again. If you get another 5 or 6 on the die, you get to count that success. So technically you could have multiple successes off of the one wild die. As long as it keeps rolling a 6, you get to have more successes. You get to keep re-rolling it as long as you keep rolling 6s. So, that's it. We are trying to do some tests here at advantage, disadvantage. We're already 20 minutes in and I've just been yammering. So let's kind of get directly into this and go from there, or get into this and start rolling. So we're going to move our lovely big die into our corner here. We have more dice down the bottom. We're going to, thankfully, we only need to use one set of dice. We are going to have our little counter die here to make sure we can count how many times we made a roll. Generally, I'm just only going for 6 rolls to see how it feels. If I don't feel I have enough connection to the things, I'm going to add our other counter die into it and just keep going until I feel I have a good sense of things. Maybe I don't have enough sense of things, but that's also why I plan on taking this to a local games scenario and playing this game, or coming up with a scenario, or a spacey adventure for everyone there to go through. So let's begin. So let's go here. So again, we are going to be testing out reroll entire pool. We'll test out advantages first, so 6 advantages, 6 disadvantages, and just see how that works. Now again, we want to test it with the wild die and without the wild die. included. There we go. So that's going to be our things here. We will also do that for down here because we want to make sure we're thorough. And to be extra thorough, we'll do that there as well. So we have a grand total, if everything works out properly. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets to go. So let's quit dawdling and get to it. Alright, so first we're going to do advantages with the wild die included. So, and oh, we forgot to set our target number, didn't we? Let's do it to a good old 3 there. Okay, so we didn't, again, we have the 6. We have nothing else on the board, so we didn't make our target number. That's going to be 1. Well, you know what? We're going to do how many successes there. Okay, so we got nothing here, but we have our wild die. It has rolled a 6. That means we get to re-roll it again. Or re-roll it. Hopefully we get a 6. We got a 1. So, still no success. We're just going to keep going from here. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. Double all the number I said we were going to do. Because we have to do advantages, which is re-rolling the entire thing. So, actually, I'm just going to use this as our target number. Does it matter? No. Do I want to do it anyways? Yes. And then, yeah. So, we're going to just use these to kind of count how rolls, just to make sure I keep track. So, advantage. First roll. We actually count the other one as 2 rolls. Still got a 1. So, have here. Okay. First set did not work. We have 3 here. We succeeded our target number, which is again set for 3. Okay. So we make it. Next set. Nothing. Nothing. So we didn't make that one. I shouldn't say nothing. We had 2 successes there. That was almost 3. 1, 2. So we only have that there. 1, 2, and a complication. So that we had that there. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so I'm getting a whole lot of nothing, but that's fine because I'm not worried about how the math is working out. I'm worried about how it feels. Does it feel like I'm making progress? So we got 2 there. And only 1 there, but it's the wild die, so we can see what happens. Again, roll the 6, so we get to re-roll it. Got a 2, so only got 1 there, so we get the other one. And then now we're on our last roll here. 2 there, nothing. We got 2 successes. And one of them is the wild die, so we get to take this die and re-roll it again. Come on, 5. Nope, got a 3. So, nice little boost there. Alright, so with the wild die included, it felt like a normal die roll. I don't know if I like that too much. So we're going to go ahead and leave the wild die out. But what I will say for that rule is that if you have to re-roll it, you get to keep those successes and you re-roll the red die. So anything that happens here translates between the two. And then this one, these are the ones you re-roll. So let's try this again from the beginning. Nothing here, but again, we're going to keep this on the side. Okay. Got a 2 there. And then we got the 3 there. So we made that one. That one's good. Oh wait, did I re-roll the wild die on that deal? I think I did. So we can't count that one. Got 3 here. But let's also, but again, wild die rolled a 6, so we get to re-roll it. Got a 3, only got 1 success. But still, that's more than a thing. So, but since we lived it here, we're gonna move that to the side, and we're just gonna re-roll this. Okay. We only got 1 extra success, so the last one was better. But I think we have something here. I think they might just need some modification. Alright. Once again, we have 2 successes. One of the wild dies is a 6. Roll the 1. So we have to keep the 6 there. Yeah. Once again, we're on roll 3. Once again, we got 2 successes. D6, the wild die rolled a 6, so we get to re-roll that again. Nope, only got the 6. So leave that up there. Re-roll these. We only had 1 before. We still only have 1 now. Two 6s. Yeah. Only 1 success on that. Add on to that one. So that's 5. Nothing. So we get to have to re-roll, but leaves a wild die outside. Nothing. Okay. Here's the thought that I had. We got our 6 rolls on this. So re-rolling the entire pool both times just feels normal. Like you're just doing something. It's not a unique mechanic. We've already done that. We've seen that with other game systems that do advantages by just re-rolling the single die. Obviously, this is a little different because we're re-rolling multiple die, but at the same time, I think it just feels the same. What I noticed with the die without the die included, that when it's rolling, it feels good. When it's not rolling, it just feels kind of when I can. Well, let me put it this way: when I need to re-roll the thing, but I already had a 6 there, or I didn't have anything there, it feels like, oh well, I'm just kind of cutting off my face, cutting off my nose to spite my face. But if I have a 6 there, it's kind of cool because I get to keep the 6 and the thing there. So what I will do, instead of just without, let's do it this way. And again, that was advantage. So let's write this down. Advantage. Re-roll Reroll normal dice with option to, what do we call that? Not include. To not include wild die. Now what that does is that if I roll this, and let's just pretend I got a 6 here. I want to keep this 6 here, and let's just say, okay, we got 2 successes off of this dice. So we got two there. We got 2. We technically make it, but we have to reroll because we're at advantage. We would have picked the other one, but this one would have worked out too as well because that one hit a 5. I think it was a 5. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So we have that option there. But if we had this as a 1 and we're at advantage, yeah, we want to re-roll that one because a 1 is bad on the wild die. Still roll a 1, but hey, I had an option there. That felt better. So let's do 6 of those and just see how that kind of works out. It gives you some more agency in this lovely pool thing. So, first roll, we have 1 6. We have to re-roll the entire thing. Wild die didn't roll anything special, so we have 2 6s. One of them is the wild die, so we get to re-roll that again. We have our 3 successes. We made it! Hooray! All right, another roll. We're on 2. Two successes, nothing on the die, but we have to re-roll it. We can option to re-roll the entire thing. Nothing. All right, I'm going to be rolling until I have a specific scenario a couple times, which in this case is what are the die are when I have the wild die roll 6 of the first roll. Okay, 3 successes, 4 successes. Oh, we had a 6 on the wild die. Come on, Bobby. All right, that means we have 5 successes here because we rolled a 6 and then a 5 on our wild die. So, I knew it was good rolling dice. All right. We're on 4, but again, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just trying to get in the habit of doing things. Okay, so we only have 1 success. 2 on there. Okay, nothing there. So, roll another set. 6 there. Reroll the entire set for another one. Nothing. Okay, so now we're on 6. Two successes, but nothing else on the board, so we're going to reroll the entire thing. Again, this is just for advantage. Nothing there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go to 7. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is going to be really amazing. So, we have 4 successes. We have our wild die roll of 6, which means you get to re-roll this. I'm going to re-roll this, and then I'm going to re-roll these because I'm going to keep the results of the wild die. So we got a 4, but we're going to keep that anyways. We have our 2 successes plus the one that we kept, so we made it. All right, that feels interesting. That feels a little bit extra choice. You know what? I'm gonna, since we're in this extra things, I'm going to keep rolling until the wild die rolls a 6. Da 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 da! Alright. So in this case, we have 2 successes. Our wild die rolls a 6 again, so we get to re-roll that. We rolled another 6. That means we get to do it again. We roll the 5. That means this wild die counts now as 3 successes. Which means we technically made it through there. So this is all... We have 4 successes there. Based on the last time, we still would have made it either way. Which is... Well, let's see. Is that cool or not? Does that feel good or not? Let's do that again. Commanded thou shalt receive. So this time we have one success and a d6. Or our wild die rolled a 6. So we get to re-roll it again. Got another 6. Gotta keep going. And roll the 1. So now this counts as 2. Technically on this first roll, we do make our target number. But let's see if we can get a little bit higher. So this counts as 2. This counts as 2 more. So now we are at 4. I think that sounds pretty cool. I think the option to keep the results of the first wild die roll, that's interesting. I think I like that a lot. So, see, here we go. 2 more successes. And we get to re-roll the wild die, because once again it rolled a 6. This time we roll the 4. So, we keep the 1 success, but we keep the success. And now we only rolled another 1. So, it didn't matter much anymore, but I think I like this. So, okay, we're going to just keep rolling until we roll another 6 on the die. I am not trying to mojo magic this a little bit, but I might be mojo magicking this a little bit. Alright. So, again, we have 2 successes. One of the successes is a d6, or out of the wild die. So, and it was a 6, so we get to re-roll it. Got another 6, therefore we get to re-roll it. We got 3, so that means right now this counts as 2. With the way this looks, we succeeded our target number. But we still got to re-roll this to see what happens. And now we have, once again, 4 successes. If anybody has played Necrons before, you see that why I was such a pain in the butt. Alright. Now, let's do this one more time till we get a 6 on the wild die. To just kind of get this feel right. Kind of funny, I'm not even looking at my screen or at my dice rolls as much. I am looking into the screen. Alright, need a 6. So you got 2 there. Nada. Come on, Bobby. So let's do a little experiment here. What if we don't have the 5, or what if we don't have a success here, or 6 here, but with the option to keep? Maybe we want to keep that, because that means that puts us as a third of the way. We make it here already, but let's say we have this roll here. Yeah, let's try that out. How does that feel? Well, that didn't feel great on that roll, does it? See, yeah. You know what? I think keeping is a good idea, with the option to keep the wild die. So here we go, another X scenario. This time we're literally at 1. Sorry guys, everything got flipped around. Once again, in the need for a weight for my dice, which we're just going to put one of these here. Yeah. Alright. That should keep the weight. And then you get to see my lovely knee. Some knee action going on there. One more. Oh, we moved our target die. See, there we go, there's that. Alright, I think I like that one. So Let's do the disadvantages. Let's go back to with the wild die included for disadvantage. Means you have to take the least one. So this one we only have one. Second roll. 3, we don't make it. Second roll. We have 1. 3 successes. But that wasn't the smaller one, so that's there. Okay. Nothing. Okay, that's another roll. We're starting another sequence. That was 4, right? Yeah, that was 4. See, then we get to roll the 6 here. We take the least one. Sorry. We had 2 successes there. That's the second of... That's the first of... Probably screwing this up. First of 5. Second of 5. Nothing. Second of 6. Nothing. 1 success. Okay, you get to go with the nothing. Okay, so... Again... With the die, with the die included in the roll, wild die included, it feels meh. So, what I'm going, it feels like anything else, I should say, just like the advantages was. Obviously, the difference in being is that this is going to feel like it's meant to feel bad, like you're not going to make it. But I want still there to be a chance. And it feels like there's more of a chance if I leave the wild die out. So, this next set of rolls, we're going to reset. I'll leave that off to the side. Whatever the wild die rolls the first time, that's what it rolls. And that translates over the next one. So, first roll. Leave that out. We have 2 successes here. 1, we have to take it. 3 successes. Take these 2, leave them aside. Those 2, put them off the side. We have a 6 on the wild die, which means we have to roll here. We're also on roll 2. I believe we're on the second roll. So we have to keep the 6 with here. We have the 2 successes there. So we still have 3 successes. We made the thing on the first roll. On the second roll, didn't make it, so we had to take the 1. Okay. Now we're on the third set. Roll it first. Nothing. That's a... okay, yeah. Nothing is... You got no successes, which means you really don't have to worry about the second roll. Because you can't get worse than nothing. Unless you roll a 1 on the critical things. Well, that's interesting. Alright, so again, here we go. We have 2 successes. We have 1 6. So, we have 1 there. You get to re-roll these. I think we're at 4 here. Let's see, we have 3 successes. So, in this case, we made it. We did make it with the 4... Oh, sorry. Should have brought that over. So we have 4 successes here. We didn't have to re-roll the 6. So, we still made it. It's not bad. Alright, now we're going to roll 5. First roll here. 2 successes, nothing on the die. Move that off to the side. 3 successes, actually, I think it was. 2 successes, didn't make it. Okay. On 6. Nothing there, which really means they don't have to roll anything on this second one, but we'll do it anyways for the brevity. One success, still don't make it. So, okay. So leaving the wild die, like I said, does have an interesting kind of thing, but what if okay, so yeah, so what if we get to keep it on disadvantage? So let's try that out. Okay, so back to 1. Again, this is going to be rolling the dice with the option to keep the result. So in this case, one success. We're going to do the option to re-roll the entire thing. No successes. One success again. So that's 1. Because here's the scenario that I'm thinking. First of all, we definitely want to re-roll the whole thing because we got a 1 there. So we do not have to keep. But that when we do it to keep, and that means that's a critical failure. Wah happens. But we got 1 success there. They didn't happen. So this one we got 1 success there. We don't want to keep that. Three successes. We do want to keep this here though. We did make it with this one. Let's see if we can get another 3 successes off of this. Only 1. So we didn't make the test, but that still feels kind of cool. Wild die. We definitely want to re-roll everything. Again, nature has, or luck lady, like I said, no, you cannot keep. You have to stay, keep that 1. Re-rolling again. So again, we roll the 5, we get to keep that. We have 3 successes. Technically, we made the test, but since it's a disadvantage, we have to roll it again. This time, we have 4 successes, and we still made the test, but that did not have to do with the wild dice. So we'll do this again. Get to keep the die, the wild die, and 2 more. I'm beginning to see something pretty cool here. Like having a luck trait that converts more than one of your die into wild die, which means that you have a better chance of making some success. Yeah, that's interesting. That might be something to do later on. Okay, so we are at a roll where I forgot the number that we're at, so we're going to go with 6. Top of the 6. No, we'll do one more. We're at 7. So we'll click over our 7 die. Alright, so now we're going to roll until we hit 6s and do a disadvantage at that point. Because the thing I'm looking for is how does it feel to have that 6 there? Nope. Ah. Nope. Nope. There we go. So we have 2 successes here. We're going to re-roll the d6 again. We got a 3, which means that we only have 1 success, but that we're going to keep. So the lower number is 2. In this case, 4. So doesn't feel as cool with advantage. In fact, disadvantage doesn't really help out much. Well, in this case, we do want to reroll that. But... So we're only looking for 6s. Let's keep the 5. We have 1 success here. There's no point. Yeah. So we have a 6 here, we have 3, or we have 4 successes. One of them was the wild die on a 6, so we get to reroll that. That's another 6, so that's 2. Alright, so then we have 5 total here. We need to have 1 more success here in order to make sure we hit it. And we get it, so we still make it. Okay, so, thing I noticed. Okay, we got that. Ooh. Oops, 3 successes. So we make it no matter what. Okay, here's the thing I noticed. With it, the keeping the wild die is cool with advantage. It means that you have a better chance of making it. It feels good there. But when it comes to disadvantage, there's still no point in rolling past sit or past the first roll if you know if you're not gonna make it. There's just no point in it. That's not cool to have. I don't like that as much. There should be a glimmer of hope that you have there. So, which is what Jinx Die was supposed to do, was like give you a glimmer of hope to be able to complete it. So, that's still right here, wild die. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just nix this idea here. And this also I'm just going to nix because I don't think that, but I do like this option, so we're going to just highlight that a different color here just to kind of show, hey, that has some possibility as a mechanic, as an enhancer later on. Actually, you know what, we should just do all this blue, a different color, and use green for go. But I don't want green for go because that means that's the one we're going with. So instead, let's go with yellow. Just yellow, just to kind of be different. Because, you know, we all gotta be different. Alright, so the next set of rolls we're going to do is we're going to do these reroll 1s versus reroll 6s. We're going to use the wild die included with the wild die not included, so we got a bunch of rolls to go to it. So in this case, whenever I roll a 1, I'm going to re-roll it. Anytime I roll a 6, I'm going to re-roll it. So first is going to be advantages, which is re-roll 1s. Once, I should point out. 2 successes, that's that there. Definitely want to do that. Still a complication. No, that didn't help out any. Only have 1 One there. Oh wait, we got to re-roll all those ones, didn't we? Still didn't make it. See, we're on roll 4. We're burning through these pretty quickly. Which is something that was good because we don't want to be sitting there at the table forever. But this one doesn't matter anyway because since we have that, we may do more rolls here. Okay, so we got the 6. We're going to reroll that. We only got 1 hit there. We got 2 ones. We're going to reroll that. Still only got 2. Still only got 1 success. Okay, didn't re-rolls. You know what? I forgot to put on here re-roll failures, re-roll successes. I think we did that though. But we'll put on here. Of course, Mike. We'll just do it this way. I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. Cool. No, it's all uniform again. Okay. Where were we? We were at 6. So let's do disadvantages with the wild die included. That means we roll 6s. Nope, that feels terrible. Yeah, that feels terrible. Especially with that wild die right there. Reroll a 6 on the wild die. Nope, that ain't gonna count. That. Yep. Nope, I already hate that. I already hate that feeling. Because now the only safe one is a 5. Reroll 6s. That's 3 there. Yep, hate that. Hate it. Especially as someone who rolls 6s a lot. Yeah. 2 successes, yeah, we just kind of negated that. Nope, hate that. Reroll 6s, yep. So, okay. We're nixing that right off the bat. Disadvantage seems to be the thing that kind of tells us if it's good or bad. But now we're going to do it without the wild die included. So we're going to roll once and re-roll ones, but not if they pop up on the wild die. We've got 1 success there, so it doesn't matter. No ones. Here, roll ones, 2 successes. Say that's good. Reroll ones. Nothing there. Reroll this. Oh, okay. No, wild die's not included, so we can't do that. Still, we made it. We've had 3 successes. Okay. Wild die's not included, but we still made it. Nothing ones. Reroll ones. Didn't make it, but that gave us a link of hope. Reroll ones. Reroll ones. Nothing there. Do a couple more. Nothing there. Still only have 2 successes. Come on. Nope. Didn't make it. That's okay. Three successes here. Make that. 3 successes. Reroll that. Reroll you. 4 successes. So, okay. Again, advantage. Getting more successes always feels good. So now let's do disadvantage. Reroll these. See, it doesn't matter if I do that. Or no, reroll ones. Sorry. Or reroll 6s, I should say. See, this is why you like doing this, because here's the thing that I'm finding out. Whether or not you have the scenario here that feels bad is just rerolling 6s, because you know you have like a high chance of it just failing for you, or you just basically negating a success. So here's the scenario that I was hoping to run into. We have 3 successes. 2 of them are 6s. One is the wild die. We're going to leave that off to the side. So we got to roll this. And of course, we roll the 1 on our disadvantage. So now we're relying on here. Didn't get it. So that doesn't feel good. It's like we're just basically saying negating successes. Rerolling successes does not feel good. Even if I think if we even kept it, then we're just like kind of meh in it. So I don't like that. I think actually when I think about it, this is also going to feel bad. Whether or not we use the wild die. Because of that, just removing successes. That doesn't just feel good, it's negated. So, let's do this last one here. Now this last one is a Warhammer mechanic. And maybe that's what this is kind of leaning into a little bit. Warhammer 40k. And basically means when we are at it. So the way this is, you're going to add a plus or minus to the to getting a success. Now I don't know how I'm going to exactly word that. I know in Warhammer it says like, oh, you get a +1 or a -1 to the desired result. How to word that is weird, but basically is instead when you get a +1, you're gonna, instead of looking for a 5 and a 6, you're looking for a 4, 5, and 6, and for a -1 for disadvantage, you're looking just for 6s, which is not bad considering the fact that on a wild die, you get to have your there. So maybe we do a combination. Let's actually put on here keep mechanic, because I think maybe it'll work better here. So first things first, we're going to have the wild die included. We'll do advantages, which is a +1, so we're looking for 4, 5, and 6 instead. So in this case we make it without the advantage. We're just going to put this down here so it's a little bit better reach in my hand. Here didn't make anything. Here we got 3 successes without it, so we won't count it. Made it without 4s. This one, we needed the 4s, so that's good. That feels decent. Feels good. 3 successes, okay, that feels good. 3 successes, that also feels good. Without the 4s. Doesn't matter. That one. Because we gotta reroll it. No, just only the 3. Still made it. That counts as 4 successes, but let's count this here. Only 4. 1, 2, 3. 4. That's good. That's cool. That counts as 3. That's good. And 1 more with 4s. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, so now let's take another look with the die. Our on 6s. We're at a disadvantage, so we're only looking for 6s. Two. Okay. Well, we probably had a third there, didn't we? I'll just go and count that since we're... Oh. 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 I don't know how much higher that, but we made it. We made that. That felt good. That was cool. One success. Oh. Nope. Nope. Nothing there anyways. Okay, right now I'm just looking for 6s on the wild die just to get that feeling again. What? Okay. Alright. Doesn't feel as bad. But the keep mechanic doesn't work here because we're not re-rolling here, so we don't have to worry about that. But okay. Okay, so what did we learn today? Disadvantage sucks. Maybe at these lower numbers, we're just seeing a little more emphasis of it. The one thing maybe I do need to try out is like rolling more than 5 dice on here to get to the success. But that seems like the low level kind of mechanic kind of deal. I do like the idea of the keep the wild die mechanic, but again, since we're not re-rolling on that last one, but I did feel a sense of hope on that one, which is what I want to do. So, that's an interesting deal there. So I'm gonna have to like sit on that for a minute and think about it. But right now, the best mechanic, at least in my mind, is this one here. This one is very short, very quick, and easy to the point. And of course, like it feels good to get all those successes most of the time that you're most likely going to succeed. But at the same time, I wonder. I need to like do the math kind of bit and see what the percentage of successes are on a disadvantage. Let's see how that goes. But I think the +1 and -1 thing is going to be more of a special ability and rare kind of stuff, where it might be like an environmental deal, or it might deal with what you call it. Yes, like special like creature abilities or special character abilities that like the highest rank does, that kind of stuff. Because giving yourself a +1 on certain things, or even better yet, a specialization will allow you to roll 4s on there, and then Maybe at, if you're not trained in it, you're doing a 6 on there. You get to roll all your dice, but you're doing them at a 6 instead. That's what that kind of feels like. That's more like one of those like more options. Oh, and you get to see puppies. Look at that buddy. Look at that puppy down there. Oh yeah, he's there. They're looking to go OUT right now because it's 10 o'clock, and they know when the 10 o'clock time is. So when it's time, but these guys have to sit down for a little bit. So yeah, the +1 -1 is better as a special ability kind of thing. I feel the roll with the option to keep, and I'm gonna say keep any wild die because I still want to find a way for people to, or well, I still put in this mechanic here, and I probably should mention this already, is if you get a critical failure, you get to have a wild die that you give to any other player for a single roll. And that is an addition added on to their dice. It doesn't replace their dice, it is an additional dice. So maybe that is a cool little synergetic kind of thing that I do. That with that kind of thing, that sounds fun. I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to say no. But I will put on here, can use any number that player can use. Let's see, we're going to do this, use any number of wild dice on a single. That player can use any single wild die. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we let's have this be the advantage. Okay. So, we're gonna do this advantage here. Disadvantage there. We're going to eliminate this. Player has option to keep any wild dice they roll. Keep the result of any wild die. So, yeah, okay. I think I like that. I think that's going to be the case here, and I think that synergizes really well with this up here. So we'll keep that and go from there. And that'll be the test. And I think that pretty much handles everything that I need to test out. The next time I stream, I think that's the good core mechanics that we can test out at this point. Next time I stream, I'll be doing character adjustments, that kind of things, which will probably be like Monday or Tuesday. Because I have to have it done and ready by Wednesday, and it's going to take me time. So we'll start advertising a little bit harder on there. Oh, you get to see Christoph down there. Hi, Christoph. Good boy. You're a good boy. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you. Anyways, that one might be a little bit longer, or I might just be chewing through there a little bit, but I will let you guys see the characters as we go along, and you guys can help me kind of figure stuff out as we go along, as we move forward. This stuff here will be eliminated as we go along. We're going to put this someplace else as a note for an ability, that kind of thing, so that when we start making our own abilities, we can go from there. And yeah, I think that would be it. Thank you guys very much for listening to me ramble. I really do appreciate it. I promise I will do better to keeping up on these. And making sure social posts are up. It's just been hectic lately because of the the move and all the different objectives I have to worry about. So, yeah. Hopefully those things should be good. So, with that said, you have yourselves a wonderful night. I'm going to hop off and let the wild die go. So, have yourselves a great week. Enjoy your summer, and may your dice be wild. Talk to you later.